Okay, today it's our lesson 5, the Japanese sentence structure and word order, the basic word order pattern in English, and the difference between the Japanese basic word order in Japanese. And then we will have the example, how to construct a sentence in Japanese. And then we will practice. And then another one is the Japanese sentence is flexible, and we will have also another examples. And then the Japanese sentence can be variable in order. And then we will again have an example. We will have a practice, and we will have a challenge time. And additional to that, I'm going to give you the notes of the word order with post-propositional phrases and the list of verb in Japanese. So you can have this, the list of verb in Japanese. So even in your home or wherever you are, you can have, at least you will be familiar with the verbs in Japanese. Okay? So I hope we can finish this tonight or today. I hope we can finish this. And so that again, by Friday, we will have another lesson pattern. Okay? So welcome to the lesson 5, PCJC lesson 5, the Japanese sentence structure and word order. I know that you want to learn a new language, and that is the Japanese. But the grammar part is very inevitable. Even though you know the large or a lot of vocabulary words and you can communicate well, but if you don't know how to construct the sentence, I think it is nothing, no, because how you deliver the word or how you will communicate through that language, it depends on the pattern or the sentence on how will you construct. Okay, and then because the Japanese grammar is totally different from the English grammar. Okay, but don't get excited because once you get the formula or the sentence structure of Japanese, maybe some of you will say, oh, the Japanese grammar or the Japanese sentence looks very difficult, but I will give you the easy pattern on how you will construct a sentence. Okay? So just relax because if you know the pattern of if you know the Japanese pattern, it will be very easy. The sentence pattern in Pakistan is the same in Japanese sentence patterns. So now let's review because all of us know the English grammar, right? So in English grammar, the basic pattern is the S, V, and O. This is the English grammar. Please take note of this. English grammar, okay, is the S, the V, and the O. What does it mean? In a sentence, we have the subject plus the verb plus the object. In English grammar, the basic pattern is the S, V, and O, which means you have the subject, you have the subject, you have the verb. What is a verb? It is the action plus the object. Okay, this is the English grammar basic pattern. For example, I drink coffee. I is the subject, drink is the verb or the action, coffee is the object. Okay? But if we're going to translate this in Japanese, the SVO English pattern, in Japanese, it will be translated like this. I is watashi wa drink nonderu coffee, kohi. Watashi wa nonderu kohi. This is not a correct sentence pattern in Japanese. Okay? Watashi wa is the subject. The nonderu is the action or the verb. To drink means nomu. The present tense is the nonderu. And then the object is the coffee. Okay? So, in Japanese, we are not going to copy the English grammar basic pattern, the SVO. But in Japanese, the basic pattern is SOV, which is the subject, the object, and the verb. Remember, the verb is the action. Do you remember? Verb is the action. Okay? Subject, object, verb. In Japanese grammar, the verb always comes at the end of the sentence. No matter what, verb always comes at the end of the sentence. So for example, in English, okay, in English, I drink coffee. I drink coffee. In Japanese, watashi wa, which is the subject, kohi, which is the object, nonderu is the verb. Did you get the difference? In English, it is S, subject, verb, and object. I drink coffee. Okay? Subject, verb, and object in English. But in Japanese, it will become subject, object, and verb. Verb always comes at the end of the sentence. Like, I drink coffee. Watashi wa kohi o nonderu. If we will use the English pattern, I drink coffee. Watashi wa nonderu kohi. This is wrong. They will not understand this. So these are the basic, this is the basic pattern how you construct a sentence. SOV. Just remember this. S, subject, object, verb. Verb always comes at the end. Okay? Example again. I read the book. I is watashi wa, or as for me. You already know this, right? The watashi wa, which means I, or as for me. Hon, which is the object, the book. The Japanese for the book is hon. And then the verb, yonderu, means to read. This is the verb. Yonderu is the present. Root word is yomu. The root word is yomu. The present tense is yonderu. Then the polite form, yomimasu. Okay? So, I read the book. Watashi wa hon o yomimasu. With this, they will understand this. But if you're going to use the English pattern, it will be watashi wa yomimasu hon, right? Because it's SVO. They will not understand that. This is the proper way. Watashi wa hon o yomimasu. Okay, I will underline this O. I'm going to teach this later on. Why there is an O here. Okay? Let's have another example. I went to church. Watashi wa, which is the subject, or I. Kyokai ni, which is the Japanese for kyokai is church. Ikimashita. To go. Iku. This is iku. The verb iku means to go. And this is a past tense. So it means ikimashita. The past polite form. The went. So again, S-O-V. Watashi wa, subject. Kyokai ni, object. Ikimashita, verb. Okay, I'm going to underline this ni because later on we're going to discuss this. Okay, next. Let's have another example. Mr. Tanaka eat sushi. Okay. Again, we have the subject, the object, and the verb. Who is the subject? It's Tanaka-san. What is the object? It is the sushi. What is the verb? The action is tabemasu. Okay? Tanaka-san is the subject. The object is sushi. The verb is taberu, means to eat. The polite way is tabemasu. Again, there is an O here. I'm going to underline that. We're going to discuss this later on. So did you get how to construct a simple question? It's just the S-O-V. Subject, object, and then verb. Verb always comes at the end. Okay? Okay, another one. Then let Brother Iqbal, can you please explain to them again? So after this, okay, number 5. Let's try this. The child walks slowly. The child walks slowly. Again, we have the subject, we have the object, and we have the verb. Okay? But this time, this is not an object. This is a adjective. Okay? So, the subject is kodomo, means child. The slowly is the object or the adjective. And then the verb is to walk. Means aroku. If it is present polite form, aruite imasu. Okay, let's have the example of nonderu. Okay, the root word of to drink is nomu.
Nomu.
To drink, that is the root word, to drink. The present tense, nonderu.
Nomimas.
The past tense,
Nomimashita.
nonda.
Nonda or nomimashita.
Okay? Now, the present polite tense, nondemas. The future polite, polite tense, no, nomimashita. Future past, nomu nonderu, nonda, no, nondemashita. No, nondemas, nomimashita. This is also past. Nomimashita. Okay? So these are the present, the future, and the past. Comes from the word nomu, to drink. So next time we're going to discuss this, how you will change all the ru to ta, which is the past tense. All the word or all the root word that all the present root word that ends with the ru will change to ta, to become past tense.
Okay.
So next time we're going to discuss that.
Okay, घबराना नहीं है, हम खुशकिस्मत हैं, हम लकी हैं, हमारी ग्रामर जापानीज ग्रामर से बिल्कुल सेम है, उसका स्ट्रक्चर जैसे फिक्रा बनाना है। आपने पहले कोई भी चीज जब फिक्रा बनाना है तो पहले इंग्लिश में ट्रांसलेट उसको नहीं करना है, डायरेक्ट उर्दू से जापानीज में जाना है, डायरेक्ट उर्दू से जापानीज में जाना है। अगर आप फॉलो करेंगे, जैसे सिस्टर ने बोला कि ये है कि अगर आप फॉलो इंग्लिश को करेंगे तो आप मिस्टेक करेंगे, क्योंकि वेरी वेरी सिंपल है। जैसे जो पैटर्न उन्होंने बताया कि सब्जेक्ट वर्ब ऑब्जेक्ट, ये सब्जेक्ट है, वर्ब जो फेल को कहते हैं, और ये ऑब्जेक्ट है। सब्जेक्ट वर्ब ऑब्जेक्ट को आप सब समझते हैं कि सब्जेक्ट ये जो वर्ब है, फेल है या एक्शन है या जो भी चीज है, इस ये एंड में चला जाता है। जापानीज में भी एंड में है, ऑब्जेक्ट दरमियान में आ जाता है। वेरी वेरी सिंपल। आपने एहतियात करनी है कि आपने जब फिक्रा बनाना है पहले उसको इंग्लिश में नहीं बनाना, डायरेक्ट उर्दू से जापानीज में बनाना है, उसी पैटर्न से आप फिर मिस्टेक नहीं करेंगे। तो वाताशी वा, ये प्रोपोजिशन है वा, और ये नोंदेर नुम उन्होंने बताया है कि नुम जो है ये वर्ब है। जैसे खाना होता है, कोई भी चीज है, जैसे बोलना है, उसको बाद में हम उसकी डिफरेंट फॉर्म्स बनती हैं कि बोला, बोलता, बोली, बोलती, या किया, गया, आया वगैरह। वो जैसे भी वर्ब होता है वो चेंज होता रहता है अपने टेंस के हिसाब से, और अपने उसके हिसाब से वो चेंज होता रहता है। लेकिन जो रूट, वो बार बार रूट कह रही थी कि जैसे ये ड्रिंक जो है ये नुम है, नुम पीना। जैसे किसी भी चीज को जब पीना है, तो जब हम कॉफी के बारे में कहेंगे कि तो हमने कॉफी पी, पीना नहीं बोलते, क्योंकि वो वर्ब के साथ वो ऐड हो जाता है। उसी तरह इधर नुम जो है उसको नोंदे इर, नोंदेर, नोंदिर जो है ये है कि मैं कॉफी पीता हूं, प्रेजेंट टेंस है। मैं कॉफी पीता हूं, प्रेजेंट टेंस। तो मैं कॉफी पीता हूं, ये आता है, ये बाद में आ जाएगा। तो इसलिए आपने कभी भी परेशान नहीं होना है, क्योंकि ये देखो उन्होंने लिखा है कि जो वर्ब है, एक्चुअल वर्ब जो है नुम है, यानी पीना, लेकिन मैं कॉफी पीता हूं या मैं कॉफी पीती हूं, तो उसमें पीता या पीती बन जाता है, लेकिन एक्चुअली वो पीना है या पिया या पिया था। लेकिन वैसे ही ये वर्ब जो है, ये जब फिक्रे में आते हैं प्रेजेंट के हिसाब से, फ्यूचर के हिसाब से और पास्ट के हिसाब से, तो ये जो वर्ब होता है ये चेंज होता है, उसमें थोड़ी चेंजिंग आती है। ओके, यहां पे जापानीज बेसिक पैटर्न्स जो है SOV, जैसे कि सेम लाइक पाकिस्तान, सेम इन उर्दू, सब्जेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट एंड वर्ब। मैंने कॉफी पी, पी जो है वर्ब एट द एंड है, ठीक है। तो आपने अगेन मैं कह रहा हूं, आपने इसको याद रखना है कि आपने उर्दू को डायरेक्ट जापानीज में आना है, इंग्लिश में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। अगर आप उर्दू से इंग्लिश में जाएंगे तो फिर वो पैटर्न खराब हो जाएगा। ये वताशी वा कोही ओ नोंदेर, मैंने कोही पी, ये जो प्रोपोजिशन है, जैसे टू ड्रिंक होता है या ऐसे कोई लफ्ज होते हैं, तो ये प्रोपोजिशन है, वताशी के साथ ये वा लगता है। वताशी वा कोही ओ नोंदेर, मैंने कॉफी पी। वेरी सिंपल, वेरी सिंपल, इंग्लिश में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। आपको लफ्ज आते हैं, ऐसे ही है जैसे फूल होते हैं बिखरे पड़े हों, जब आप उनको तरतीब से गुलदान में सजाते खूबसूरत लगते हैं। तो ये आप पे डिपेंड करता है कि आप उसको कैसे तरतीब देते हैं। अगर उल्टी सीधी तरतीब देंगे तो दूसरा आपके मुंह की तरफ देखेगा कि ये क्या कह रहा है ना। इसलिए हम लकी हैं, और आपने साबित करना है कि हम लकी हैं, क्योंकि हमारी ग्रामर इनसे मिलती है, हमने मिस्टेक नहीं करनी। ओके, ये है रीड द बुक। वाताशी वा, अगेन वा आया है, ये होन जो है ये ऑब्जेक्ट है, और ये ओ और वा ये प्रोपोजिशंस हैं। ये बाद में सिस्टर एक्सप्लेन करेंगे। इसलिए अभी वाताशी वा हुन, हुन कहते हैं बुक को, किताब को कहते हैं। योमीमस, मैं किताब पढ़ता हूं, या मैंने किताब पढ़ी। मैं किताब, या ये है कि प्रेजेंट टेंस आपको पता है कि उसमें भी मुख्तलिफ फॉर्म है, पढ़ रहा हूं, ये वो। तो ये है कि वाताशी वा हूं ओ योमीमस। तो जैसे सिस्टर ने बोला है, योंदे इर मो आ सकता है, लेकिन ये जो पोलाइट फॉर्म है योमीमस, ये फ्यूचर और प्रेजेंट तकरीबन एक जैसा होता है, लेकिन आपकी अदायगी से पता चलता है कि आप प्रेजेंट में बात कर रहे हैं या फ्यूचर में बात कर रहे हैं। तो जो पास्ट होता है, जैसे सिस्टर ने बोला है, उसके आखिर में मश्ता आता है, जैसे पीता हूं और मैंने कॉफी पी, या मैंने दूध पिया, अलफ या ये एंड में आता है तो वो पास्ट टेंस में चला जाता। पिया था भी आ सकता है, पिया पी थी भी आ सकता है, लेकिन आप प्रेजेंट और पास्ट टेंस में फर्क समझते हैं। इसलिए मैं समझदारों से बात कर रहा हूं, इसलिए मुझे इतना ज्यादा जोर लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि आप हमसे ज्यादा पढ़े और लिखे हैं और तेज हैं। ओके, ये है कि वाताशी वा हूं ओ योमीमस, सेम पैटर्न, मैंने किताब पढ़ी, या मैं किताब पढ़ता हूं, सीधा सीधा है। और ये सब्जेक्ट है, ये ऑब्जेक्ट है, और ये वर्ब है। आपको पता ही है कि वर्ब जो होता है, कोई भी फेल है, कोई भी काम है, वो या एडजेक्टिव होता है वो सारे इसमें आते हैं, और सब्जेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट और बाकी बाद में आता है। तो ये योंदेर का मतलब है टू रीड। जैसे मैंने कहा था पढ़ना, जब पढ़ता आ गया या पढ़ी आ गया या पढ़ा था आ गया, तो वो टेंस के मुताबिक वो चेंज होता है, लेकिन उसका रूट जो है ये युम है। ओके, ये योंदिर जो है वो युम आता है, और ये योमीमस जो है ये प्रेजेंट टेंस है। वाताशी वा हों ओ योमीमस। फिर होन, बार बार ये लिखा हुआ है, बुक है। होन, होन, होन जो है बुक है, और वाताशी वा एज फॉर मी, या ये आप सब जानते हैं। वाताशी वा क्यों काई नी इकीमश्ता, आई वेंट टू चर्च। वाताशी वा मैं आ गया, क्यों काई बोलते हैं चर्च को, चर्च। क्यों काई नी चर्च में गया, मैं चर्च में गया। इकीमश्ता, गया जो आप जाता हूं आएगा तो वो प्रेजेंट होगा। जब गया आ गया तो आप समझते हैं कि ये पास्ट टेंस है। वताशी वा क्योकाई नी इकीमश्ता, ये सब्जेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट और वर्ब आ गया। ये सिस्टर ने आगे भी कहा है, इक जो है ये जाना होता है, टू गो। इक जाना होता है। इकीमश्ता जो है पास्ट टेंस है और यह पोलाइट फॉर्म है, यानी गो, वेंट, आई वेंट, यानी मैं गया, यानी मैं चर्च गया। बिल्कुल उर्दू सेम, जस्ट लाइक जापानीज। क्योंकि चर्च लिखा हुआ सिस्टर ने, और वाताशी जैसे ऊपर कहा गया है। नेक्स्ट सिस्टर प्लीज। थानाका सा ईट सुशी, थानाका सा ने सुशी खाई। ये ताबेमस, थानाका सा सुशी हो ताबेमस, थानाका सा सुशी खाता है। सुशी, सुशी आपको याद होगा कि मैंने बताया था कि ये जो कच्ची मच्छी होती है, इसको जब काट के चावलों के ऊपर रखा होता है तो उसको ये सुशी बोलते हैं। अगर बिल्कुल कच्ची मच्छी है और वो पीसेस में कटी हुई है तो उसको साशिमी बोलते हैं। यू नो एवरीथिंग फ्रॉम द तेरुसांस लेसन। सुशी जो है पूरी दुनिया में मकबूल है, मुख्तलिफ मुल्कों में। हम लोग कच्ची चीजें नहीं खाते, लेकिन फिर भी ये जो लोग इधर जापान में हैं जो ट्राई करते हैं वो इसको खाते हैं, और कुछ लोग नहीं खाते। तो ये मजेदार भी होती है और सेहत के लिए भी अच्छी होती है। तनाकासा सुशी हो ताबेमस, तनाकासा सुशी खाता है। तो इसमें ताबिर होता है, ये रूट वर्ड है उसका, खाने का, खाना, खाना। तो हमने कहा कि तनाकासा सुशी खाता है। खाना, हम खाना नहीं कहते, खाने से वो लफ्ज खाता निकलता है। इसी तरह ताबिर से ये लफ्ज ताबेमस बनता है। प्रेजेंट और फ्यूचर टेंस है और पोलाइट फॉर्म है। सुशी जो है ऑब्जेक्ट है, थानाका सा जो है ये सब्जेक्ट है। सा मैंने आपको बोला था कि कोई भी शख्स है, मर्द या औरत या कोई भी शख्स है, उसके साथ ये सान जरूर लगाते हैं। जैसे हम जनाब या खवातीन हजरात हम बोलते हैं, या जैसे भी हम किसी को रिस्पेक्ट देते हैं तो मोहतरमा, या जैसे भी ये लफ्ज है, इनका हर नाम के बाद आता है सा। द चाइल्ड वॉक स्लोली, खुदमोगा युक्री। आपने पहले भी पढ़ा युक्री, युक्री। आप इसको समझते हैं कि इसका मतलब है आहिस्ता। युक्री का मतलब है आहिस्ता। आरुक जो है ये लफ्ज वर्ब है, आरुइते मस, मैं स्लो चलता हूं, मैं स्लो चलता हूं। ये खुदमो है, खुदमो बच्चे को बोलते हैं। कोदमो गा युक्री आरुइतेमस, बच्चा जो है वो आहिस्ता चल रहा है, स्लोली, इज वॉकिंग स्लोली। आरुक जो है टू वॉक है, आरुक से आरुइतेमस, क्योंकि जब उसको प्रेजेंट टेंस में करना है या पोलाइट टेंस में करना है तो उसमें आरुइतेमस, इते, ये ते ईमस लगाएंगे तो वो पोलाइट फॉर्म बन जाएगा प्रेजेंट टेंस की। तो खोदुमो जो है, खोदुमो आपके लिए पहले भी आपने पढ़ा है, जहां पे वो फैमिली ट्री थी उसमें खोदुमो का लफ्ज इस्तेमाल हुआ था, चाइल्ड। तो स्लोली ऑब्जेक्ट है या एडजेक्टिव है? ओके, थैंक यू सिस्टर।
Okay. So, again, the Japanese grammar, the variables are flexible sentence structure. The Japanese sentence structure is flexible. The subject can be omitted when it's clear from the context or the situation. Okay, for example, why we called it flexible? Okay, for example, our example, I drink coffee. Do you remember? I is the subject, drink is the verb, kohi is the object. But in Japanese, the verb is at the end of the sentence. But you can omit the I, the watashi wa. You can omit this. And you could only have the word kohi o nomu. This is, they can understand this word even without the watashi. That is what they say, that the Japanese sentence are flexible, because even though the subject is not there, but only, okay, in a sentence there is a subject and the predicate, right? Do you remember that? The subject and the predicate. The subject is the what or who the sentence is about. That is your subject. And then the predicate, it tells something about the subject, right? And then the predicate also describe what the subject is doing or the state of the subject. So it means that the predicate has or contains the verb plus the object. So in this case, I drink coffee. I is the subject, predicate is drink coffee, right? And then if we were going to break this down, I is the subject, drink is the verb, coffee is the object. As what we said, predicate contains the verb and the object. So subject and predicate. But in the Japanese sentence, why we call it flexible? Because you can omit the subject, the I, and you can only have kohi o nomu. This is also, they can understand this. Kohi o nomu, because you are referring to you, to the one who is speaking. Do you remember your Jiko Shokai? Do you remember the Jiko Shokai? Your self-introduction. Okay?
Yes.
Have you noticed you only just recite one time the watashi wa? Remember? Okay, let me again refresh you. Okay? Your Jiko Shokai like this. Hajime mashite. Watashi wa nenet desu. Philippine kara kimashita. You did not say, watashi wa nenet desu, watashi wa Philippine kara kimashita. No, right? You did not say that. Only, hajime mashite, watashi wa nenet desu, Philippine kara kimashita. Go juyon sai desu. Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. You did not repeat the watashi, the watashi, the watashi, right?
Okay.
My name is Nenet. I am from Philippines. I am 54 years old. No, you did not say that. You just say only the one watashi wa. You omit and you can create one paragraph without the subject. So because what you are saying is about yourself. So that is how flexible the Japanese is. For example, I read the book Hon o yomu. This is, they can understand this already without the subject. Hon o yomu. Or sentaku suru. Ordinary, when you say sentaku suru, I will wash clothes. Sentaku is wash, clothes is yofuku. I will wash clothes. But when you are referring to yourself or talking to somebody referring to yourself, you can only say sentako suru. And that is, they can already know the meaning of that without the subject. So that is how they say Japanese sentences are very flexible. For example, our example number 3, I went to church. Again, referring to yourself. I went to church. The subject is I. But you can omit the watashi wa kyokai ni ikimashita. You can only say this. Kyokai ni ikimashita. And they can understand that. Okay? So that is how flexible the Japanese sentence. Okay, next. Understand? Do you understand? Okay? Okay, next. The Japanese sentence can be variable in order. Okay, in Japanese grammar, word order is pretty flexible. This is much more flexible as what we are talking here in number 2. The subject and object can be placed in variable order. Even though the subject usually appears at the beginning of the sentence, the subject can also be placed in the middle or even be omitted. Okay? So maybe you would ask why all of these examples are very short sentence. Have you noticed that? I drink coffee, I read the book, I went to church, Mr. Tanaka eats sushi, the child walks slowly, I cook curry. All are mijikai, what do you call that? Short, okay? So now I will give you how to construct a sentence in variable order. This is what we are talking, in variable order. How to construct a long sentence now. And I will give you a tip on how the easy way to construct a long sentence. Okay? Okay, the basic sentence is what? The basic sentence is, the basic structure, I mean, the basic pattern is S, the subject, O, the object, and V, the verb, right? Correct? S, O, V, subject, object, and verb. And the verb always used at the end of the sentence. Now, let us add something in that so that you would complete a one long sentence. Okay? And the basic sentence structure is there is a subject, there is a when, there is a where, with who, and the verb what you did. Okay? Again, I repeat. There will be a subject. There will be a when, the itsu, the where, the doko, with who, dare, and what you did, is nani o shita. Have you noticed? 4W. When, where, with, what. And I think I give you this last meeting. Last time I give you this. The 6Ws, right? The what, nani, the where, doko, the who, dare, what,
When.
where, and the when, itsu. You have this copy. So please just review this. So this is how you're going to construct a sentence, long sentence, okay? Subject plus the when, the where, with who, and then the what. Okay, let's try. Okay, but one thing to remember, the structure will be changed according to the sentence. It doesn't necessarily that subject, when, where, with who, what you did. No, it doesn't necessarily like this. Okay, it can be only you have the subject, but you don't have the when, or you don't have the where, but you have the who. Okay, and then the what is always comes at the end because that is the verb. Okay, so for example, in English, it comes like this. I went to the park with David yesterday. I went to the park with David yesterday. Okay, in another English, it can be yesterday, David and I went to park. It has the same meaning, right? I went to the park with David yesterday. Yesterday, David and I went to the park. It has the same meaning, but different structure. I, the subject, the verb, went, the place, park, with who, David, when, yesterday. Right? And then here, yesterday is when, David is with who, I is the subject, went is the verb, where to the park. Did you see the difference? In order, it is different, but it has the same meaning. So in Japanese, it's also the same. Okay? In Japanese, it is also the same. For example, let's see the I drink coffee, okay? I drink coffee yesterday. I drink coffee yesterday. Okay, do we have who? Remember this. When, where, who, what. Or you can just when, where, who. Because what is always the verb. When, where, who. Okay, in this example, I drink coffee yesterday. Subject is I. We have the when, right? When. It is yesterday. What? We also have the what. You drink, the verb. And then the object is the coffee. So I drink coffee yesterday. And it will be like watashi wa, the subject. Kino, yesterday. Kohi o, the object. Nomimashita, the verb. Watashi wa kino kohi o nomimashita. In Japanese, let's break it down. Subject is the watashi. Itsu, when. Kino, which means yesterday. The object is your kohi. And the what or the nani is You drink. Nomimashita. The verb. Okay? Watashi wa kino kohi o nomimashita. Still the same. The SOV is there. Watashi wa subject, kohi object, nomimashita verb. But we just add the when, right? The itsu. So it becomes watashi wa kino kohi o nomimashita. Okay?
तो उर्दू में भी हम कहेंगे मैंने कल कॉफी पी। मैंने कल कॉफी पी, यानी पहले ये वताशी आ गया। खीनो होता है कल जो गुजरा हुआ है। आप आने वाले कल को समझते हैं अश्ता, अश्ताई मशो। अश्ता जो है इस आने वाला फ्यूचर है, कल की बात हो रही है जो आने वाला है। ये जो है ये गुजरा हुआ कल है, यानी कल वताशी वा खीनो कल जो गुजर गया। कोही ओ नोमी मश्ता, कोही मैंने कल कॉफी पी। बिल्कुल सादा और सिंपल, बिल्कुल उर्दू की तरह। आपने इंग्लिश, मैं बार बार कह रहा हूं इंग्लिश में पहले नहीं जाना वरना आप मिस्टेक कर देंगे। बिल्कुल उर्दू की तरह इसको पढ़ना भी है और पैटर्न भी वही बनाना है। वताशी वा खीनो, खीनो यस्टरडे। अश्ता जो है वो आने वाला कल है। खीनो जो है जो गुजर गया है। खीनो क्यों होता है आज, टुडे क्यों। खीनो जो गुजर गया है, अश्ता जो है जो आने वाला है। तो मैंने कल कोही पी। पी जो है, जब आप जानते हैं अलफ और ये आता है एंड में तो ये पास्ट हो जाता है। तो ये है कि बिल्कुल पैटर्न वही है, आपने कोई परेशान नहीं होना, सिंपल है।
Okay, next. Let's have the example. Mr. David read the book in the library. Mr. David read the book in the library. Again, we have the subject, Mr. David. We have the where, in the library. But we don't have the who and the when. But it's okay, just omit it. These are the details only of the sentence given. Okay? Mr. David read the book in the library. So we have the subject, Mr. David. We don't have the when. We don't have the who, but we have the where, in the library. And then the verb, what? Read. And then the object is the book. So if you're going to construct this in Japanese, David-san wa toshokan de hon o yomimashita. David-san is the subject. The place or where, toshokan, library. The object, hon, in English it is a book, and the verb is yomimashita. Verb past polite form. Okay? David-san wa toshokan de hon o yomimashita. Mr. David read the book in the library. Okay? Okay, next. Let's have another example. Okay, he went to church with Mr. Iqbal. He went to church with Mr. Iqbal. The subject is he, although it is a pronoun, right? He. Do we have the where? Or do we have the when? We don't have the where, we don't have the when. And then who, but we have the who. It's Mr. Iqbal. And then we have the object, the church, which is a noun. And then what is the went. I went, the verb. So if we're going to construct this, kare to Iqbal sang kyokai ni ikimashita. Kare to Iqbal sang kyokai ni ikimashita. The subject is kare, means he. This is a pronoun. With who? Dare to dare. Iqbal sang. We don't have the where, we don't have the when, so we have the object. Kyokai, the church. And then the verb what? Ikimashita. The verb, past polite form. Kareto Iqbal sang kyokai ni ikimashita. Okay, another one. Let's make it more longer, okay? Okay, I will study Japanese with my teacher today. I will study Japanese with my teacher today. So we have the subject, I. What else? What are the details of this sentence? We have the when, today. Do we have the who, with who? Yes, we have the teacher. And then what is the verb to study? Your object is Japanese. So it will be like, watashi wa kyo sensei to nihongo o benkyou shimasu. Watashi wa kyo sensei to nihongo o benkyou shimasu. Watashi wa is the subject. When itsu is kyo, today. With who, dare to, the teacher, sensei to. The verb is what? What will you do? Benkyou shimasu. What will you study? Your object, nihongo. Okay? So, watashi wa kyo sensei to nihongo o benkyou shimasu. The verb is always at the end. Okay? Did you get it? Okay, next. Let's have another example. At 5 o'clock, Mr. Tanaka will eat sushi with his friends in the restaurant. Again, this is a long sentence, right? There's a lot of details in this sentence. Please kindly observe, okay? At 5 o'clock, at 5 o'clock, Mr. Tanaka will eat sushi with his friends in the restaurant. So we have the subject, Mr. Tanaka. Do we have a time or the itsu. Do we have a time? When? Do we have? We have a when. That is the 5 o'clock. And then do we have the who? Yes. With who? With his friends. Right? And then where? In the restaurant. And then the what? The verb eat. And then what will eat? The object is the sushi. So we have all the 4 here. The all 4 W. Right? So it will goes like this. Tanaka-san, goji ni tomodachi to restaurant de sushi o tabemasu. Tanaka-san, subject. Itsu, when? Goji. Do you remember? Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, the Japanese number. Go is number 5. So it means go. Ji means the R. So goji. If it is 1 o'clock, it's ichiji. 2 o'clock, niji. Ichi ni. And then add the G. That is the R. Ichi ni. The 3 o'clock is sanji. Just add the G. Okay? So in this one, we have the 5 o'clock. Goji means the when, the time and the R. Do we have a who? With who? Yes, we have. With who? Tomodachi means friends. Tomodachi, friends in Japanese. And then we have the where also. Where are they going to eat? In the restaurant. And what? The verb? To eat. Tabemasu. It's a future polite. And then the object is the sushi. So all the 4 W's are there. You have the subject, the 4 W's, and then the object. So it will goes like this. Tanaka-san, goji ni tomodachi to restaurant de sushi o tabemasu. Okay? The SOV. Let's see the SOV only. Subject, object, verb. Okay, what is the subject? Tanaka-san. The object, sushi. The verb, tabemasu. That is the basic pattern, SOV. But since we made it long, the 4 W's are there. Tanaka-san, goji ni, the when, the time, the when. Tomodachi to, with who? Restaurant de, where? The object, sushi. The verb, tabemasu. Okay? Did you get it? Any question? Okay? Okay, so let's challenge. Do you want to challenge? Okay, let's practice. Okay? Okay, let's have this one. Every morning, I wash my face. Okay, there's A, B, C, D. Just give me the answer pattern. For example, D plus C. Arrange this according to the Japanese standard basic pattern. A, B, C, or D. Okay? Arrange this. Every morning, I wash my face. Every morning, I wash my face. Who wants to try? Every morning, I wash my face. Letter A is the araw, which means wash. This is the verb. How means the face. My asa means every morning. And then watashiwa is I, as for me. So how will you construct this sentence? Okay, so I hope you understand all of this. Okay, but maybe you will ask me, how can we construct a sentence if we don't know the verb in Japanese? Okay? So, I'm going to give you this. I prepared this for you. These are some of the Japanese verb. I'm going to send this to you, all the Japanese verb with English and with Romaji. These are all verbs according to the physical action, according to the verbal expression. These are all verbs according to your daily activities at home. So you can review this, and even to the mental situation and emotions. These are all verbs. So I'm going to give you all this so you can try to construct a sentence and review this. Okay, I'm going to give you this all. Also, maybe you would ask me why I underline this. The ni, the to, the de, the o, these are all prepositions. So I'm going to give you also this, how to use this one. The de is for the location. The e is for the destination. The ni for the time. Kara is for the origin. The to, dare to, the co-participant. No mu o here, which is the objective case. The possessive case is no. So I'm going to also send this to you. Please review this because these are preposition or the particles in Japanese. So you will just put it at the end of the word so that it can varies or it can, the variables can be moved anywhere with this word, with this preposition, with these particles. Okay? So next time we're going to discuss that. Okay? So this is the end of lesson 5. So please review this in your home. So if Brother Iqbal is saying that you have the same sentence pattern in your country, so it's much better. It's very good because you can easily construct a sentence. It's the SOV, subject, object, and the verb. And then you will just, if you want to construct a long sentence, the subject, add the 4 W's, the object, and the verb. That's all. That's simple as that. Okay? If there is no when, it's okay. If there is a what, if there's a where, it's okay. If there is a who, then put the who. So it's up to the situation. That's why. Okay? So thank you very much for tonight and have a pleasant night.